we are heirs of Albion, you could say. You know what I mean? If you think about what Albion was, and this is how the British people still need to identify themselves. Albion was Greek. I think 1 BC, the etymology was whiteness, and I think it meant the white cliffs of Dover, not the white skin colour. But when the Greeks came over, and then the Romans came over, they started looking at the British Isles, and they called it, initially it was called Albion, before it was changed to Britannia, of course, and then the Briton. So when you describe yourself, I think the difference that we do when we look at the idiot who did the Southall murders, we say he was British. No, it wasn't to me. It wasn't to me. Second generation immigrant. And the difference between you that might have generations invested in the country. So you may have like 5 or 6 generations, you know, your aunt, you know, all that kind of stuff, grandparents, all that kind of stuff going back 5 or 6 generations. I know I certainly have. My history, my ancestry is Germanic, of course. I can date it back to Germany on my mum's side through her mother and etc. But also Welsh from my father. My mother was English. So I go back generations of this land and I feel it like in my heart and my soul. Like I'm not leaving. People leave. It's like fuck you, dude. I'm so sorry. I'll beat that out. It's not like if you go, don't come back. Because who do you expect to come back to? You come back to the true British people. And if you've gone, don't come back. Think about it, honestly. We have to sacrifice things in this life sometimes, and finance is the one thing we have to sacrifice. We've got a very difficult government, one that we have to control. Has anyone ever spoken to you about managing your boss? Manage the government. That's what we have to do as people. We know Keir Starmer is a man that's very difficult with probably his emotions, a very difficult man, probably doesn't understand himself, and we know that he doesn't lie necessarily, but he's very obfuscating the truth doesn't come easy to him because he worries about how the people will react. A lot of people go, he lies. It's like, you say that if you want, but I don't think he realises he does it. And if someone doesn't realise they're doing it, you can't really educate them anything else. So what I'm saying is, as British people, we need to manage our Prime Minister, we need to manage this government. And the way we do that is sensible. The way we do that is not by just raging on the internet about stuff. It's like, okay, we can do this with British people. Our history goes back so far, it's so deep. This is when people leave the country. I'm like, leaving to where, mate? Leaving, where are you going? Where are you going? You're going to find a better country than this one. Never going to happen. Never going to happen. You're never going to find a better country than the UK or England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, wherever you are. You're not. You're never going to find better people. You're never going to find people that are more accepting, more gracious.